touches on our new album, Loud Like Love. We started work on it in 2012 and worked on it over the space of a year in kind of short bursts. And it's going to come out in September, preceded by a single called Too Many Friends. Well, it's our 7th album. It's kind of like I see it as a kind of a collection of 10 short stories around a unifying theme that tries to attack this theme with each story from a different angle. Well, every time you make a record, it's kind of a reaction against its predecessor. And Battle for the Sun, which we released in 2009, which was the first album that we recorded with Steve, was kind of a very big kind of paean to the electric distorted guitar, really. So it was very much a heavy rock record. This one I think is more kind of sonically eclectic and textured and layered. There's a lot more light and shade in Loud Like Love, and it has a lot more electronics on this record, and it's very much a piano album as well. It sort of pushes the piano as an instrument quite a lot to the forefront of the sound, which is interesting for us. Yeah, we've had nothing but great experiences playing in Korea, so we're very much looking forward to it. It's going to be our first concert on the Loud Like Love tour.
Oh, wow.
So we will probably be very nervous on the night. We usually are with the first concert. The best kind of concerts are when an audience takes as many steps towards the band as the band is taking towards the audience. And so there is a sort of a meeting in the middle, and there's a sort of a synergy between the audience and the band itself. And when that happens, it's quite magical because it creates a sense of collective euphoria. And that, for us as performers, that's when we feel the least intellectual and the most instinctual. We seem to be operating very, very much in the moment without a great deal of thought. And it feels very, very free. So we depend very, very much on the energy that comes from an audience in order to communicate pure emotion. That is an expression of the soul rather than an expression of the head. And when that occurs, it makes all the crazy traveling and the touring fatigue very much worthwhile. Oh, everybody knows Psy,
You know it so.
Oh yeah, very. It's impossible to. I think you have to be living in up at the top of a mountain as a hermit, to not be aware of Psy, But I'm a fan of Korean cinema, especially the work of Park Chan-wook, So I enjoy Korean cinema very much. We normally go for a Korean barbecue, of course, but
So you enjoyed eating?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's one of the best things about all the traveling that we do is sort of, all the culinary experiences that we have.
Yeah.
What about kimchi?
Kimchi's a bit intense, man.
It is very intense, yeah.
You have to really make an effort to to acquire a taste for it. It's quite unique. I think we just feel gratitude really more than anything. To still be in the privileged position that we are, expressing ourselves artistically with our own singular vision, and that people still are interested. I definitely feel very privileged that we've been able to, in our case, maintain our songwriting partnership and our friendship over so many years. I'm not too sure how it happened. Otherwise, we'd probably write a best-selling book, about it and retire. But I mean, at the beginning, in like 1994, 95, before we became quite successful, you know, with the release of our first album, we did not have our sights set on, you know, stardom and world domination. You know, well, our main motivation was to try our best not to get a real job, and we were basically prepared to, you know, just pay the rent and put food on the table as long as we didn't have to go work in an office. You know, that was our motivation. Then everything, you know, started to happen very, very quickly for us. You know, and I think it took us a few years to come to terms with that, to actually, you know, think that it was going to last as well. You know, we thought that perhaps this was, you know, we had 2 or 3 years to enjoy this, and then things would sort of get back to quote unquote normal. But they kind of never have gone back to normal. So you know, it's something that I think that we still look at with a certain amount of wonder. That's a very broad question, really.
Technology's changed, that's for sure.
Like
You know.
LP and CD.
Yeah, that's one big thing for sure. Yeah. Things that haven't changed are the guitars that we use that are older than us. You know, that are still there with us.
Well, you know, it's a very difficult equilibrium to strike. I mean, one of our, you know, main driving forces is every time that we come around to making a new album, you know, we want to, you know, broaden the scope of what our sound is and what is our perceived identity, you know. You know, so we're very much driven by, you know, trying to find something new. But at the same, you have to do that, but at the same time, not turning your back on what makes you intrinsically placebo, and thus alienating, you know, your hardcore fan base. I mean, for us, that's what keeps it interesting. We try our best not to work to a specific formula, you know, and otherwise, I think we would probably, you know, still be making music like the first album. But you know, we try to keep ourselves as interested as possible. It's music that we make to satisfy our own needs, and then hope that people will appreciate it. You know, but we do make music for ourselves as well. Yeah.
When the album out?
We're gonna, yeah, the single comes out in August, and then we start playing shows and touring. So, you know, we'll be in Asia in August, and in the United States at the beginning of autumn, and then a European tour that starts in November, which takes us up to just before Christmas. And then in 2014, more concerts. Yeah. Well, we'll see you in August with a whole bag full of new tunes. So hope you like them.
Do you remember that last time you asked the Korean fans to wear something white?
Oh, that was Stefan. Yeah.
This time, which color?
No, I think that, you know,
Wear what you like.
Yeah, whatever color.
And if you
yeah.
don't want to wear anything, that's fine
That's
too.
fine,
Yeah.
absolutely.